Good morning, everyone. You know, it is time to rise and shine. It's one more day above the ground, and the ground's not above you. So, good morning. It is the third day of November 2025. I'm the get up.
We change the world in history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I appreciate that.
It's time to rise and shine, everybody. Hope this day finds you well. Hope this day finds you prosperous, wealthy, and wise. I can't guarantee all of that, but I'm just saying I wish you well. Okay. It is, believe it or not, it's difficult to believe it, but it is the third day of November 2025. It is a day that has never been, and it is also a day that shall never ever be again. It is a once in a lifetime deal, and once it's over, well, you don't get to do over. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done this day that you don't, and you certainly don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So be cautious of the things that you do with this day, because you only get this day one time. You're done. You don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. Good morning. Well, it is time for our daily bread. That's what we do around here first thing in the morning. So we do our daily bread because we need to, we need to give homage to the one who makes it all possible. And while you may not believe it one way or the other, something keeps the nature in balance. Something does. And I may not know all the answers, but it ain't me. Okay? So anyway, good morning to you. Next up, of course, is our daily bread, a word from on high, something that'll change your perspective. I'll give you a new one. But either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning. So let me shut up and bring on the important things, and we'll do that in a couple of seconds here. But it is a wonderful fall afternoon, or fall morning, actually, as it is. We got that extra hour of sleep this weekend, and so everybody's feeling pretty good this morning. I hope you are anyway. Okay, so hang loose. We'll be back.
Thankful for life.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Today's reading, titled God's Protection, was written by Monica LaRose. Needles, milk, mushrooms, elevators, births, bees, and bees in blenders. These are just a fraction of the many phobias attributed to Mr. Adrian Monk, detective and title character of the TV show Monk. But when he and longtime rival Harold Crenshaw find themselves locked in a car trunk, Monk has a breakthrough that allows him to cross off at least one fear from his list: claustrophobia. It's while Monk and Harold are both panicking that the epiphany comes, abruptly interrupting Monk's angst. "I think we've been looking at this the wrong way," he tells Harold. "This trunk, these walls, they're not closing in on us. They're protecting us, really. They're keeping the bad stuff out, germs and snakes and harmonicas." Eyes widening, Harold sees what he means and whispers in wonder, "This trunk is our friend." In Psalm 63, it's almost as if David has a similar epiphany. Despite being in a dry and parched land, when David remembers God's power, glory, and love, it's as if the desert transforms into a place of God's care and protection. Like a baby bird hiding in the shelter of a mother's wings, David finds that when he clings to God, even in that barren place, he can feast, as with the richest of foods, finding nourishment and strength in a love that is better than life. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is Psalm 63. You, God, are my God. Earnestly I seek you. I thirst for you. My whole being longs for you in a dry and parched land where there is no water. I have seen you in the sanctuary and beheld your power and your glory. Because your love is better than life, my lips will glorify you. I will praise you as long as I live, and in your name I will lift up my hands. I will be fully satisfied as with the richest of foods. With singing lips, my mouth will praise you. On my bed, I remember you. I think of you through the watches of the night. Because you are my help, I sing in the shadow of your wings. I cling to you. Your right hand upholds me. Those who want to kill me will be destroyed. They will go down to the depths of the earth. They will be given over to the sword and become food for jackals. But the king will rejoice in God. All who swear by God will glory in him, while the mouths of liars will be silenced. Let's pray. Loving Creator, Sustainer, and Nourisher, thank you for the miraculous way your love seeps into our heart, even in the most difficult places, transforming them into the shelter of your wings. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Shout, cows are marching all about, and those kick-starts go rolling along. For it's high, high in the field artillery, count out their numbers loud and strong.
put that up. Time to ride and shine.
Trust in thee through howling gale and shot and shell to win our victory. Send Bermudatus is a guide, our pledge and motto true. We're always ready to or die. I constantly fight for you.
Good morning, G.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First we fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor free. We are proud to claim the title of United States of
Okay, you know it's Monday, right? You know it's Monday. So what I have to do on Monday, I got to play you guys a little motivating speech so we can get this day going on. And the next guy that's coming up is now he don't like Trump at all, but since he's a Navy SEAL, I won't talk too much smack about him. And he's an admiral, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be disrespectful because he may make me bust me down to a private or something. So anyway, but it's Admiral McRaven, which was one of the top Navy SEALs. Him and I joined the military at the same time. As a matter of fact, obviously I didn't do as well as he did. So but that's okay. That's all right. I mean, somebody's got to be at the bottom. I mean, without a bottom, there is no top, right? So okay. But I did get a couple opportunities to serve on some of them. I served on the USS Kitty Hawk for a little while. I mean, not served, but I was on it for a little while training with the Marines. And what a great ship that was, man. I ain't gonna get to it. It was sitting out there in the ocean one day at Coronado, and I didn't even see it. Everybody kept saying, "There's the ship." I said, "Where's the ship at?" It was so camouflaged, so great. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Anyway, he's going to tell you how to change the world, and Lord knows we need some changing in some parts of it. But other than that, he is going to. Let me see. Where is he at? Where is he at? Where is he at? It's today's message: how to change the world. Admiral McRaven, U.S. United States Navy, retired. I think what he has to say will change your life if you pay attention to it. It will change your perspective on life and the things you do. And then we'll get on to we talk about the SNAP and all that stuff, but there's some things more important whether or not you get food stamps or not. And this is one of them. Okay, so hang loose and we shall return.
If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. To pass SEAL training, there are a series of long swims that must be completed. One is the night swim. Before the swim, the instructors joyfully brief the students on all the species of sharks that inhabit the waters off San Clemente. They assure you, however, that no student has ever been eaten by a shark, at least not that they can remember. But you are also taught that if a shark begins to circle your position, stand your ground. Do not swim away. Do not act afraid. And if the shark, hungry for a midnight snack, darts towards you, then summons up all your strength and punch him in the snout, and he will turn and swim away. There are a lot of sharks in the world. If you hope to complete the swim, you will have to deal with them. So if you want to change the world, don't back down from the sharks. Over a few weeks of difficult training, my SEAL class, which started with 150 men, was down to just 42. There were now 6 boat crews of 7 men each. I was in the boat with the tall guys, but the best boat crew we had was made up of the little guys, the Munchkin crew, we called them. No one was over 5'5". The Munchkin boat crew had 1 American Indian, 1 African American, 1 Polish American, 1 Greek American, 1 Italian American, and 2 tough kids from the Midwest. They out-paddled, outran, and outswam all the other boat crews. The big men in the other boat crews would always make good-natured fun of the tiny little flippers the Munchkins put on their tiny little feet prior to every swim. But somehow these little guys from every corner of the nation and the world always had the last laugh, swimming faster than everyone and reaching the shore long before the rest of us. SEAL training was a great equalizer. Nothing mattered but your will to succeed, not your color, not your ethnic background, not your education, not your social status. If you want to change the world, measure a person by the size of their heart, not by the size of their flippers. The 9th week of training is referred to as Hell Week. It is 6 days of no sleep, constant physical and mental harassment, and 1 special day at the Mud Flats. The Mud Flats are an area between San Diego and Tijuana where the water runs off and creates the Tijuana Sloughs, a swampy patch of terrain where the mud will engulf you. It is on Wednesday of Hell Week that you paddle down to the Mud Flats and spend the next 15 hours trying to survive the freezing cold, the howling wind, and the incessant pressure to quit from the instructors. As the sun began to set that Wednesday evening, my training class, having committed some egregious infraction of the rules, was ordered into the mud. The mud consumed each man till there was nothing visible but our heads. The instructors told us we could leave the mud if only 5 men would quit. Only 5 men, just 5 men, and we could get out of the oppressive cold. Looking around the mud flat, it was apparent that some students were about to give up. It was still over 8 hours till the sun came up. 8 more hours of bone-chilling cold. The chattering teeth and the shivering moans of the trainees were so loud, it was hard to hear anything. And then one voice began to echo through the night. One voice raised in song. The song was terribly out of tune, but sung with great enthusiasm. One voice became 2, and 2 became 3, and before long, everyone in the class was singing. The instructors threatened us with more time in the mud if we kept up the singing, but the singing persisted, and somehow the mud seemed a little warmer, and the wind a little tamer, and the dawn not so far away. If I have learned anything in my time traveling the world, it is the power of hope. The power of one person, a Washington, a Lincoln, King, Mandela, and even a young girl from Pakistan, Malala. One person can change the world by giving people hope. So if you want to change the world, start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up when the times are the toughest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never, ever give up. If you do these things, the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. And what started here will indeed have changed the world for the better.
Never, ever give up. Never ring the bell. Never ring the bell. That is the, because you can't make a difference if you're not in the game. You can't help your team win if you're not in the game. And this is called the game of life. And so never, ever ring the bell. Okay, don't do that. That just doesn't sit well. People, even though there may be people who quit, they never, they don't like people who quit. Oh, no. No, I didn't go through SEAL training. As a matter of fact, I couldn't even tell that lie jokingly. Okay. That's some hard training. That is some, I watched some of those guys when I was down in Coronado, and I'm just telling you, I couldn't do it. If I ever started it, I would finish it or die, because I would never quit. But I didn't start it, so no, that wasn't for me. That's too much doggone water. Okay, you talking about standing in the water for hours? Oh no! I can't even stay in the bathtub for more than 15 minutes. I got to get out of it. Okay, so no, John. That's one lie I won't tell. Now I've told some in my life, but I won't ever tell a lie on that one. Okay, so we because those guys are tough. Those guys are, and Delta. Rangers was enough for me. That was enough for me. I spent a little time in swamps, but not hours. Well, okay, a few hours, but not anything like these guys did. Okay, these guys are phenomenal. They are phenomenal. And if you find somebody out there who wearing that I don't know what they call that thing they wear it ain't jump wings, but it's a little bit better than jump wings. Whatever that thing they wear, I forgot what they call it. You find somebody faking the funk with one of those things. Yeah, they need a butt whooping. Okay, they need a butt whooping. If you walk around this country with that little thing on your uniform as a Navy person, I forgot, what is it called? I think it's called, is it a crescent? Whatever it is. Anyway, it represents the SEAL people. It's tough. That's one thing. If you get that, you didn't been through some things. But anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds all of you well. Today's lesson of life is okay. Well, okay. Let me give you today's lessons of life so you guys can get your day started right, because that's what I do. I try to come on in the mornings and give you a reason to shall we say go through the tough times of life, because we're all going to have some. We're all going to have some. We're all going to have some. Okay. Anyway, what a lesson of life today. Well, the past looks better in the present. Anybody know why? Okay. Listen, man. Let me do my thing first. Sir. The past looks better in the present, because while going through the storms of life, it is difficult to see the path, and it is, most of us. Once the clouds clear, though, we are very thankful that we have made it this far so far. You ever notice that? There's nothing in the past that happened to us that we don't look at fondly as we learn something from it or something right now. That is only because we made it through to this far. Okay. And the word of the day is truncate, which means to shorten by or if cutting off, truncate. Okay, a lot of times if you own a computer, they'll tell you that your files have been truncated. Well, that means that the file itself has been cut short, and all the information that's supposed to go to it isn't going to it. Okay, and once your file is truncated, it is rare that you get it back. It is rare that you get it back. It just is one of those things. So the word truncate ever comes out of a technician's mouth, you know that yeah, your stuff is gone. That's why you should always back up data. As a matter of fact, if you want my expert opinion, and I'm not really expert, but I'm pretty decent. Um, Always back up your backup. If you have information that is so valuable that it puts your company in danger of losing revenue and even people, back up your backup. And Google and Microsoft, they have online backup of it's free for you. I mean, I wouldn't put my most secure stuff that I had to put on there, but you can get what's called an external hard drive, and you can put it on there, and life goes on. Okay, so back up your backup. Okay, it's not enough because let's say you back it up to a machine, the machine goes dead. Let's say you back it up to an external hard drive. The external hard drives go bad also. So if your data is important, you need what we call a redundant backup. Back up the backup, and the chances of both of them going bad at the same time is remote, possible but remote. Okay, so anyway, so hang that. That's my little technical thing for today. Also, we are going to what are we going to do today? We're going to where's my thing at here? Okay, I had wrote all this stuff down, and now I don't know what I did with it. Anyway, good morning. How's everybody doing? If you want to give us a call, you can. Let me put that number back up there again because I think the number's already up there. Okay, yeah, there it is right there. I think it is. Okay, so now, unfortunately, we have some other people who were shooting again this weekend, and I think we lost a couple of people. As a matter of fact, we the gun culture in this country right now is out of control. It is out of control. We just I don't know what to do about it. Listen, I'm all for the Constitution. I'm all for it. But I don't believe. I really do not believe that the Constitution of the United States of America ever intended for us to go around killing each other. I just don't believe that. I just don't believe that was ever the intention of the Constitution of the United States of America. I just anyway, it just I don't know. It is a tough place to be in Montgomery. And again, I don't blame the mayor, but I do blame the fools that walk around with the guns and stuff like that. There's a problem with that. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Kevin. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
You're a Reed Ingram friend, aren't you?
Well, I like Reed. Yeah, we're friends.
Hey, I want to thank Joe Reed Jr. On Friday. He paid for a little time over on Roscoe Sessions.
Mm-hmm.
He called for because Reed had said some things that he didn't like about his brother. He's calling for a what do you call that when you don't go things? He's calling for, what do you call that, Kevin? When you tell people not to go there, what do you call that?
A boycott.
Yeah, he wants to boycott Sweet Creek. And I personally want to thank him because me and the thousands that go there would be much happier if blacks didn't show up. So I want to thank Joe Reed Jr. for doing that. I don't need the loud talk. I don't need the boom boxes and everything else. So, Joe, I thank you for calling for that boycott over there at Sweet Creek, if you're around. Hey, Kevin, I was forced to go down the Eastern Bypass this weekend, and I stopped there at the Walker Now look over there at that thing. They got tents up selling food and beverages, no license, no hand washing, nothing over there. And what's really upsetting, you need to get involved in this. The Popeye's chicken's got a flagpole, and the flag is shredded to pieces.
Yeah, which one is that? Which Popeye?
It's over there on the Eastern Bypass. Right, up from Baptist Hospital. But that's a disgrace to even leave that thing out there like that. I don't know if it's corporate I could call, or I think you need to get involved and let me know what we need to call corporate. Something, take the damn thing down and put another one up.
Yeah,
but you have a shredded flag out there is embarrassing.
They don't know flag protocol, I guess.
That Eastern Bypass is starting to look like a third world country over there. Have you rode down it?
Well, I go down there periodically when I head to church.
I hadn't been down in a long time. I don't think I'll go back in a while. That's pathetic down through there, but that's just one more of the things that our mayor is doing for me. But Joe Reed, if you're out there, thank you for telling blacks not to go to Sweet Creek. I rode by the other day. You couldn't even get in there. I mean, so many people. They must have heard you tell blacks not to go there. It makes it a lot more attractive to go there, and I had to put up with the fuss.
All right then, I did hear about that. As a matter of fact, let me say one thing about Mr. Ingram. For years, I have been, and I'm doing it again this year. For years, we've gone to Mr. Ingram to help people out. I do a helping hand thing every year. And every year, that man gives something to it. He helps somebody's family. They don't know where the money comes from because it doesn't matter where it comes from. But he helps me out every year, and he's been doing it for 10 years. So, because the man liked Charlie Kirk. Yeah, and I'm still waiting for people to show me where he was a racist. He had opinions, and they were his opinions. But the word racist is just not used for what it's supposed to be. I mean, if we can't win an argument out here in America today, the first, Trump's racist, okay, well, show me how. Because listen, I'm black. I've been black for a long time. Who would believe that I would be for somebody who don't like black people? Okay, it is a culture problem, not a color problem. Okay, that we in this country right now are having as black folk. It's got nothing to do with color. Okay, now color was part of the deal years ago. That's true, but it's more of a culture than it is got anything to do with color. But it's an easy one. It's an easy one. It's kind of like somebody said, "When the last time you hit your wife?" Well, I never hit my wife. When did you quit? You can't win that argument. You just can't win that argument. Somebody asks a dumb question like that. Okay, so I just wish we'd get off the color thing. I mean, some people just don't like you because you're a butthole. Some people just don't like you because you're a pain in the absolute butt. That's why they don't like you. They just don't like you. Okay, I'm not mad at them. They don't like you. They just don't like you. Not a thing you can do about it. That's just the way life is, and you just got to let it go. It ain't all about color, but what I heard some of that, and I'm kind of, and I'll let him, and listen, he welcome to come on and defend himself, because I believe what they did the other day, and some of the things they said the other day were absolutely incorrect. Reed is a good guy. Okay. Listen, if you don't like Charlie Kirk, he wasn't out there trying to tell you to like Charlie Kirk. He was doing what his God-given rights are as a citizen of the United States of America, and it is his business. So I mean, if you don't like, don't go. But he's got a right to his heroes. I got a right to my heroes, which I don't have too many of them. Then as anybody else does. Yeah, I happen to like Charlie Kirk in totality. Now, I didn't like some of the things he said, but then again, a lot of people don't like some of the things I said. I say, okay, so can't we extract that we don't like and understand our commonalities as people someplace? And I'm just saying, the race car just done wore me out. Have a conversation about it. And I guarantee you, if any of you folks had ever met the guy, If any of you folks, you'll find out that they're like everybody else. The sum of one chapter in a person's life, does not make them who you think they are. Okay, I mean, it doesn't make them who you think they are. So I'm I don't I think I think there may be some. I think there. I think there's going to be some repercussions behind some of that stuff. I mean, we got to get off the pity wagon. Okay, we got to get off the pity wagon. What does it say? I'm against daylight. I like daylight saving times. Man, I love it. Of course, now I only like it in the spring because it's spring four. But I don't. I mean, you say fall back and spring four. So I like it in the spring because you get an extra hour of sleep. And so, but now in the summer, and when you spring forward, then you lose an hour. But all you got to do is put everything up an hour. So if you normally go to bed at 8 o'clock, then go to bed at 7 now. You'll still get the same amount of rest. I'm just saying, let's stop whining about it. I like daily savings hours. Okay, I do. Yeah. Let me see here now. What else we got going on? Auburn football, of course, they fired their coach. I'm not a sports guy, but it's a big deal. Football, it's the only job in America. Okay, Ben Franklin. Okay, well, how did he invent it? I mean, wasn't it already here? I mean, I'm just saying, he didn't invent time, so, but he came up with the concept. Okay, can we do that? He came up with the concept of daylight savings time. Can we say that? Yeah. He didn't invent the time. I mean, come on. He did a lot of things, but not the time. Okay. Do you want to know why? Okay, yeah. Tell me why. Tell me why you think that he invented. Let me put these on the stage so people can see these great things. So tell me why did he invent it? I need to know that. Although my day won't be messed up if I don't find out. But if you want to tell me, I'm always willing to. I'm always willing to learn something. I mean, if you're either willing to learn or you're gonna be a fool. Okay. So now, Tommy. Anyway, they fired Freeze. He's been fired from Auburn's head coach. Listen, it's the football. It's the only job in America, and a coach where you get fired, but you still get paid millions of dollars. I mean, that's crazy. We got folks around here talking about they need their SNAP payments, and we paying coaches millions of dollars to fire them. I mean, listen, it's a good job if you can get it. That is not a good example. I mean, I can understand paying them a percentage of what you was going to pay them, but pay them everything. Nah. It's football. It's not surgery or anything like that. It's football. Okay, and the coach gets all the money when he ain't even playing. I'm just saying. Now there are very few coaches: Newt Rockne, Nick Saban, Dan Devine, Ara Parseghian. I mean, there are some coaches that have programs that are absolutely winners. And Nick Saban's one of those folks. But I don't still think you should get fired and still get all your money. I mean, millions of dollars we pay for. It's the only job in America. But getting fired is good for you because now you don't have to go to work, but you still get your money. It's called a contract. I know that's what it's called. I know. He wanted more time to fly his kite. That's why we have wait a minute. That's why we have daylight savings time. Because Benjamin Franklin wanted more time to fly his kite. Okay, I'm going. You're a teacher. If you say that's what it is, that's what it is. I don't dumb reason, but anyway, leaving Mr. Benjamin Franklin alone here. Moving on to other more relevant things today. But thank you for that. But you got to give me a reference though, because during that time, we didn't have the whole United States together, did we? That was 1700 and something. Here's what I'm trying to figure. If somebody can answer this, I will be forever grateful. If somebody can answer this, I will be forever grateful because nobody has ever answered this question for me. If you look at a map of the United States and all of the states that we consist of. Okay, the 48 states in the continental United States and the two overseas. Can somebody tell me who designed the states, the geography of the states? I mean, who can? And I know they couldn't have did this years ago because they didn't know where it was. They didn't have no airplanes up in the sky or anything. I mean, can somebody tell me how that happened? I mean, I think somebody giving us some Bravo Sierra. I don't know if the United States is that way or not. But anyway, so who came up with the geographical parameters of each state? I mean, Tennessee looked like a loaf of bread. Indiana looks like a boot. Look like a boot. Texas looked like a star or a sheriff star, something like that. I mean, who came up with these? Who came up with these states? Now that's right there. That's what I want to know. Who came up with the states? Because I'm from Indiana. Indiana looks like a boot. Okay. Now, right now, Indiana's putting the boot in everybody's butt in football. Right on. I finally can be proud to be from Indiana, be a Hoosier, because the Hoosiers are finally winning some games. I mean, we've been good in basketball. Knight and what was his name? What was Knight's first name? What was his name? Anyway. What was his name? I know his last name was Knight, but good basketball coach. But then again, it's a time in the season for all things. Okay, and he got let go for one time. But he used to have an attitude problem. What was his first name? Knight. Anyway, he used to have an attitude. He'd be throwing chairs and everything. he'd be doing what the students were doing. Okay, thank you very much. It wasn't Tony. Bobby Knight. There's go. Bobby. Okay, that's right. Bobby Knight. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I knew there's always somebody out doing that. But Bobby Knight was a hell of a coach, as a matter of fact. It's called I understand. It's called a contract. These coaches get this money. But why would a university sign a contract where, okay, but if we fire you, we are going to pay you? I can understand, okay, maybe a certain percentage of the contract, but all the money that you get let go, we're not talking about a couple $1,000s. We're talking about millions of dollars. And there's only one coach in my lifetime that I've seen worth that kind of money, and that's Nick Saban and maybe Newt Rockne, maybe, the Gipper. But how many coaches deserve that kind of money? I mean, Nick Saban, I got to tell you, Nick Saban is the only person that I know, where his program has worked no matter where he's been. I mean, he's got a program. I mean, Bobby, I appreciate that, and Jamal, I appreciate that. So it's Bobby Knight. I should know that because I'm from Indiana, but I left in 1974. So, after that, when I left home, Eric Parsegian was the coach of our football team in Notre Dame. At their football team at Notre Dame. But anyway, so it's the only job in America where you mess up and you move up and you still get paid. It's the only job. And maybe a basketball. I don't think basketball coaches get that much. Well, okay, maybe what's his name? Who used to coach there? Phil Jackson. But Phil Jackson didn't have to do a bunch of coaching. Phil Jackson had some of the greatest talent, like the Lakers. They had some of the best talent in the game. So when you got that kind of talent, you don't really need to coach. You need to administer, but you don't really need to coach. Okay, you went to Bob Knight's clinic. Yeah. I never been a basketball guy because I was always too short. I was, you know what a pickup game is? I would always sit on the curb, right, trying to somebody pick a brother up because I would try. When you're neighborhood park, I'd be trying to get a game in. Nobody ever picked me. Okay, I was short, sure, but come on, man, they never picked me. Okay, I never got picked because they thought I was short. Okay, I was short, but still, they could have gave my brother a chance. We had a Muggsy Bogues. Muggsy Bogues was a good basketball player, even though he's a little bit short. I think he's shorter than I am. Okay, maybe I just wasn't no good. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't in. Okay, maybe I just wasn't. Yeah, I heard of the golden parachute in a business. That's true, but business I understand, and but I don't. Why would you? I mean, somebody should give me that kind of parachute when I work for Cumulus. I mean, I should have got that pair of shoes. Now the whole talk radio show business in Alabama and Montgomery is difficult because I'm not part of the process anymore. But somebody told me the other day, they said, well, you know, and I guess I've had to come to the realization that once you reach a certain age in business, you're pretty much got to boot up your ass and see you. Don't call us, we'll call you. it's got nothing to do with talent once you reach a certain age. So I said, okay, so it's over. It's over. So I'm just gonna do computers and stuff like that, and if I get a shot at radio again, I'll probably take it. But you better hurry up because the years are flying by. Okay. Anyway, now, do any of you folks out there know what the CR is, the continuing resolution? Does anybody know what a CR is? Okay. So while we blaming Trump for all of this stuff, Trump is not the one who's not signing this. I mean, he's not the one that's causing this. And he's not doing it because most of the people, the preponderance of people, where there's more white folks on food stamps than black people. Okay. So it can't be because of color. Okay. Because right now, a hungry stomach don't care who. A hungry stomach don't really care whose body it's in. All it knows is it needs something to eat. Okay, that's all it knows. So, okay, does anybody know what a continuing resolution is? That's what the big deal is. Okay. That's what the big deal is. And so, are you talking about? Yeah, okay. That's what the problem. If you don't know, stop saying he's racist. He's racist. He's racist. I mean, it's a platitude. We've used it so much on everything we don't understand. Okay, until now, it doesn't even have the meaning it used to have anymore. Okay, Trump does a lot of stupid things that I don't like. Okay, but however, for the most part, yeah, if given the same scenario that we had 4 years ago, give me the same scenario, I'd vote for him again. If the same people were running, I'd vote for him again. Okay, now he's got some quirky ways, and that's cool. Okay, but for the most part, his philosophy is make America great again, and we like to see it get back there. We're not talking about the part where they categorize a certain group of people as useless and not worthy of the human dignity. Again, the how should I put this? The chapters in one's life does not necessarily tell the whole story unless you read all the chapters. We had a chapter in this country where we did not treat a group of people because no other reason than their color not very well. We did. We can't get off from under it. We can't go around it. We can't go over it. We just went through it. That there was that way. But for the most part, and Lord knows I'm glad I wasn't. I was born in '57 and not 1857. Because I got to tell you, woo, I missed that one by the boat. But anyway, but the continuing. Let me get back to my point. The continuing resolution, okay, is the problem with the whole SNAP program. What the Democrats want to do, they want to. You see, you can't take the continuing resolution unless you accept everything that is in it. Okay, you can't pick things out of it. If it's going to be a continuing resolution, you have to take whatever in it is what you have to take. Okay, and what is SNAP? It's the nation's most extensive anti-hunger program. It provides monthly benefits for more than 42 million Americans. Eligibility is based on income, family size, and other factors, with many beneficiaries being children, seniors, and individuals with disabilities. And of course, we always want to take care of that group of people. Okay. They paid their dues. They did what they had to do. And sometimes Social Security just don't, especially poor people, especially poor Black people, because we couldn't make a lot of money back in the day, and so we're stuck with the little Social Security check that they give us, or they give my mother and people like that, because they couldn't make a lot of money because they were given the crappy jobs and things of that nature. So I understand that, but those people now they worry. That's what worries me. I'm not worried about Shanae, who's got 6 kids. Talking about I got 6 kids and 6 baby daddies. Well, you should get one of them. You should have got one of them with a job. Okay, I don't care nothing about that. I hurt for your children, but they ought to take the kids from you and put them in foster care. Okay, if you got 6 kids, that 6 baby daddies, you don't need to be a mama to nobody else's kids. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. You know, and they there's no shame attached to it. They get on Facebook and they get on all these places being proud of being a neighborhood hoe. They do. They proud of that. I'm the neighborhood hoe. I got 6 baby daddies. 6 guys came in here and tore this up. Okay. Okay. I wouldn't. I mean, really? There's nothing there's nothing to be proud of besides that. I mean, that's your claim to fame. The same CR, which says the same CR, 196 Democrats voted for in December 2024. Continuing resolution is the House, and right now they are. Let me put this over here right quick so I can see what he's saying. It says right now, okay, so 366 and 34 votes. So they need continued resolution in the House. So and that's the problem. I don't think you can just pass few things out of it. You either have to take the whole thing in its entirety. And what got me on this thing, they want to spend $40 million to promote homosexuality in other countries. I said, really? I mean, seriously, $40 million to promote homosexuality in other countries and LGBTism and all the rest of that stuff. Listen, what you do, it's up to you. I don't care what you do. You can, you know, if you want to, you know, do what you got to do what you got to do. But don't tell me that I got to pay for it. Okay. Don't tell me I got to pay for it because I don't want to pay for it. Y'all do the wild thing, whatever you do, but I don't want to pay for it. Okay. But I mean, has anybody seen all the videos of these women? Well, I got 7 kids and I ain't got nowhere to feed them. Well, you know, you get your ass trying to get a job rather than laying on your back, you may be able to feed some of them. I mean, it amazes me that there's no shame that's associated with any of this stuff. I mean, I mean, what happened to the shame? What happened to I'm a hardworking individual, and like Black folks used to be hardworking, and everything, but they couldn't get the benefits, so they figured out a way to make soup out of nothing to feed their kids. So maybe some of y'all should have been in slavery because y'all can't feed your kids. Listen, all you better go out there and get some of that poke salad and put it in some water, some salt and pepper, and cook it. I think it's called poke salad. I think that's what it is. It's like greens, but people eat it. I think you can find it in your yard. You know, I mean, you need to get out there and get something. I'm just saying, you know. Again, I mean, I wouldn't be bragging on TV that I got 7 baby daddies. I got 5 baby. I wouldn't be bragging on that. I mean, that makes you a hoe. That's what that makes. Okay. I mean, you're just a hoe. I mean, you can call it what you want to call it, but you just give it up when the wind blows. You know, and you know you don't have to get pregnant every time you have sex. I mean, if y'all didn't know that, okay. Okay, what about the stupid thing that Trump has done? Okay. Now, the one thing Trump has done that I just don't like, and I won't say it's stupid, but I just don't like it. I don't like the way we're doing immigration. I don't like us going around and strip tying people and all they're doing is working. Yes, they got here. They came here illegally. Well, hey, everybody here in America right now at some point was illegal. So, I mean, you know, now, of course, we called ourselves explorers then. Okay, I mean, you know, like Christopher Columbus and all those folks. In the modern America, what I see him doing, I just don't like it. Is it something that, listen, he has a right to do it, But when you have an administration like the Biden administration, tell everybody come on in. And people were getting on trucks, uh, buses, and trains, trying to get here because they knew they could come in. Okay, yeah, I got you. It was not legal. I got you. I got you now. But from a humanitarian standpoint, if you're going down let's say the police, you're speeding down the freeway, right? And the police get you for doing stupid things, going too fast, DUI, they automatically deport your ass then. Put you on a boat, on a train, whatever they got to do, and get the hell out of America. I'm with you on that one. But if I'm just working, trying to do the same thing every other American is trying to do, I never realize they're not Americans by citizenship. Then why should you treat me? And if you find out they belong to some of these gangs and stuff like that, I'm with you. But to summarily go around and like it was Hitler and strip tie people, that leaves a taste in my mouth that I just that just not what America's all about. And I understand that. And here's the question. Here's the question I ask you. It's not about land, because we have enough land in this country. So I could see if they were coming in and we only had a limited amount of land and most of it was taken up. I can live with that, but that's not the case. So is it really about healthcare? Is it really about what's it about? I really believe it is about. I think we as a country is a little bit prejudiced. I just think we are. We're a little bit prejudiced. Most of us mad because we can only speak one language, and they can speak many languages. As a matter of fact, I ran into a young man yesterday at the store, and I spoke to him in Spanish, and not a whole lot, but I spoke to him a little something in Spanish. He said, "Oh, I'm not Mexican." I said, "But you're Spanish?" He said, "Yes, but I'm not." He said, "I'm from Mexico, but I'm from a different tribe." So what that mean? So you see, everybody over there is not even on the same. It's on the same thing. They speak two different languages over there. But anyway, so I'm thinking that most Americans are just jealous. We jealous because we speak one language, and we get mad when we go into the stores and they're speaking in their native tongue and they're saying nasty things about us. But hey, if we don't know it's a nasty thing about you, what difference does it make? Humanitarian standpoint, 59% of households that an illegal is head of are collecting government assistance. Well, why is that? Because the government and Democrats want you to be collecting government assistance so they can have you tethered to them. Listen, don't put a plate in front of me and then tell me that I can't eat. Okay, don't do that. Then get rid of all the government assistance then, except for old people. People who cannot work and disabled people. I understand that, but again, we put it out there for them. We put it out there for them to get there. And again, like in New York, we got them staying in hotel. Again, listen, we're responsible. The leadership that people put in office is responsible for where we are with this immigration thing. And I still say, I don't care how they got here, we still should not go around strip tying people like they're animals and then put them in the back of a van and say, get out of here. That just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It just does. I wish I could come up with something better. I can't. Again, I would stop people who were not working, and you do need to come in here the right way. So here's my solution to the problem. See, somebody said you shouldn't complain unless you have a solution for the problem. I have a solution for the problem. We need to stop all immigration in America for at least 36 months, for 3 years. Just stop it. Don't let anybody come in here until we can figure this thing out. We need to just stop immigration. Okay. Nobody has a constitutional right to immigrate to here. Because first of all, in order to have a constitutional right, you have to be a citizen of the United States. Cut it out. Just nobody gets to come in. That gives us a time to figure out who's here. Okay. Close all the borders. okay, and for at least 36 months, at a minimum 24 months. And then let us try to figure out who's here and who's not here. Okay. But to go around strip tying people like they're the enemies of the state, I just got a problem with that. And there's not too many things that people can tell me that's going to change my mind about that. No, I can't. I don't like that. It reminds me who's the woman who was a Jewish person who stayed in what's it, Anne Frank. You got to hide out in your own country where you live because you're considered a less than human being or less than worthy. Yeah, I got a problem with that. I don't. But and that's the only thing that I and Trump disagree on. It's the methodology by which we are trying to get illegal people out of here. That I don't like it. I never will like it. Yeah. Okay, Dr. Joe, what's up?
Okay, I want you to, like 70 to 80% of those that came over during the Joe Brandon thing were criminals, right?
Well, that's what they say. But what's a criminal over there? Honestly,
hold on.
Yeah.
I want you to pretend I'm the parents of Lake and Riley, the girl in Georgia. What are you going to say to her parents about her being killed and raped like she was?
Well, let me ask you a question.
No, I asked you first.
Well, again.
Also, Jocelyn Nuragray.
Yeah.
Nuragray. What are you going to say to her?
Listen. There are a lot of people.
What are you going to say to them? Tell us.
I'm going to say we're going to find that son of a gun that did it, and
they've already found him. But what are you going to say to them? What are you going to say? Are you going to say I'm sorry?
Sure, but that won't help.
Well, tell them. Say I'm sorry that we let this guy into the country illegally and should have never let him in and killed and raped your daughter.
Absolutely.
Say it.
That's what we all, and that's what the government ought to tell her. That's what Biden and ought to tell her.
Now, talk to the children that were sex trafficked. Talk to them. Tell them what you should.
And again, what about the Americans that are doing the same thing?
No. We're not talking about them. We're talking about people that should have never been here in the first place. What are you going to say to them?
That they never should have been here in the first place.
You're saying that to the children that were sex trafficked?
No, I mean the people who do it. That they should never.
No. What are you going to say to the children?
I'm going to say we are sorry as a people that you got some human garbage out there that did this to you.
Okay. Now, what are you going to say to all the killings that have gone on?
Where? Here or someplace else?
Here. And the rapes. The killings are... and what are you going to say to the... how many do you think terrorists you think we let in? Do you think that we could end up with another 9/11 in the next 5 years or 10 years because of all these people?
Yeah.
What are you going to say? What are you going to say to the people that get killed by the terrorists?
And I think we should say what ought to be said, that we stepped on it and we were wrong and we shouldn't have done that. But we already did it.
But you don't think we should get rid of them?
Everybody's not a crook.
I didn't say that. What do you say to the terrorists? What do you say to the people that are going to be killed by the terrorists? We're sorry. We're sorry that happened to you.
Well, let me ask you a philosophical.
And what are you going to say? Hold on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What are you going to say to the thousands of people that are dying every day from fentanyl that's being smuggled in? What are you going to say? Tell the parents and the relatives. Tell them what you're going to say.
I will say one thing, that we have this insatiable appetite for drugs, and we blame everybody else for selling them to us.
Now, listen, all of that, like you said, is just platitudes.
But it's true.
All of that is platitudes, and they're not what are you calling it? They're zip tying them. They're not skip tying them or whatever it is you're saying.
Well, zip tying is what I said. Zip tie. They zip tie these people.
No, you didn't. You called it skip tying or something like that.
Okay, well, you know where I was going with that.
I know that. But listen, Kevin, you've got some really lame excuses for all these unvetted people that Joe Brandon and the Democrats allowed into this country, and
Right.
Trump is doing the right thing by getting
I
them
didn't say
out.
right. I didn't say he was not doing the right thing, but I did say the way we are doing it, I think is
Well, how do
wrong.
you think we should treat criminals?
Well, everybody's not a criminal.
I didn't say they were.
So but we're categorizing them. Now I will agree.
Hey, if they find them and they find out they're a citizen, then they let them go.
Okay, but the fact of the
the
matter
ones
is,
that are criminals, should be deported.
in the last couple of days, now let me say, in the last couple of days, there have been, in the last couple of months, there have been 3 people let out of prison after 34, 37, and 47 years for not doing what they were charged with. And if we can do that in this country, then doggone well in them other countries, all these people are not criminals.
Well, no, listen. First of all, they did open up their jails and sent most all of their criminals to this country. But second of all, we know that they're criminals because they're committing crimes like killing Laken Riley.
Well, I understand, but what about the Americans that killed people in America?
What about them? We put them in jail.
We do, but
you understand? Deport them or put them in jail or both?
Well, how do we know that they actually committed a crime in their country?
Well, how do you know that any of the people that are killing people today are committing a crime?
Listen, I don't trust our legal system. I definitely don't trust the legal system in other countries.
We're not putting them in jail because or putting them in zip ties because of what they did in another country. We're putting them we're deporting them because they came here illegally, and we don't want them killing people, raping them, and bringing it and sex trafficking, and bringing in fentanyl, and being terrorists.
No. So we think that everybody who comes here illegally is a group.
I didn't say that. Did not say. Hey, why can't they? You answer me this.
Yes.
Why can't they come here legally?
Because it's too expensive.
Why can't they come here
it's too expensive. We make it difficult.
Oh, I hear the violins playing. Playing.
It's expensive to come here. But okay. Well,
too bad.
Well, listen. Now that's a nice thing for you to be able to say, living in a country that has all the opportunities that it has. These people coming from places where you don't have that opportunity.
Well, like you used to say, why don't you stay there and make your opportunity?
Now I'm with you. Listen.
You used to say that. I'm quoting Kevin Elkins.
And I agree with that too. But there's some people who don't have the gonads we got.
Well, let's put it this way. Do other countries let you just come willy-nilly into their country?
No, they don't.
No.
Matter of fact, we had a Marine who accidentally crossed in the Mexican border, didn't know he was in Mexico, and he spent 2 years in prison. I hear you.
Okay.
But isn't that what makes America?
There you go.
Right, but isn't that what makes America?
Did they zip time?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, I don't know what they did to him, but he spent 2 years in prison, and he was a Marine.
Well, you have got some lame excuses, Kevin.
No, I want to treat people right.
We're treating them right.
Okay.
Right back to their country.
Okay. That's the way you want to roll. That's the way you want to roll. And yeah, that's the only thing that Trump does that I just don't like. But I'm not the president of the United States.
It's not Trump doing it. It's Homeland Security's doing it. Tom Homan. Well, and guess what?
Yeah.
It's the law, Kevin. It's the law.
I got you. But it used to be the law. The black folks had to sit in the back of the bus. Just because it's a law, don't make it right.
Well, it's also the law that you. It also used to be the law that you had affirmative action and DEI, but that didn't make that right either, did it?
No, it didn't. Because what it did, again, like Reagan said, the worst thing we want to hear, I'm from the government, I'm here to help you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, appreciate it. I still stay with my thing. I don't like what we're doing. If you want to give us a call, 521-2963. If you totally disagree with me or whatever the case may be. Marcel, what you saying? No need to define bigotry to anyone. Just listen to Dr. Joe, a perfect example of a bigot. I don't know if he's a bigot or not, but I think we're all bigot. We all have a little bigotry in ourselves. No no one person that let out they didn't commit the crime. Well, what crime is that? Anyway, that's just me. I sound like a Democrat on this one. I don't know why, but it just seems right not to. Right. Go ahead first, Sergeant.
Good morning. Riddle me this, Batman. I
Yeah.
want to change subjects if I could for a second.
Okay.
I saw in the news this weekend a man was beating his son, and the mother put 2 rounds in him. Did you see that?
I did see that. Yeah.
And they're holding her with no bond. And I wondered why that incident, there's no bond, but when we have the young folk shoot up half of downtown, killing people, maiming people, that they can get bond.
You know,
can you rationalize how one person in a domestic situation gets no bond and another criminal shoot up half of downtown and they can be bonded? Can you riddle me that, Batman?
You know, listen, that's a great question. That was the domestic issue. I guess I think domestic issues are worse than issues where people just kill people for the hell of it.
So are you saying that a domestic person is more of a harm to society that did something to a person they know than somebody that randomly shoot up half of downtown?
I would think that the person who just shoot randomly is more dangerous than this woman because of domestic issues. I don't know what happened. Right.
So riddle me, how did that person get no bond in a domestic situation and you can shoot up half of downtown and be bonded?
And the guy walks out with a $60,000 bond. Yeah, that you know, I don't know.
I thought it was just me. I was just curious that you know something that I don't know or the general audience don't know, that a person can be bonded out that has that heinous crime. And it was, again, you know, alleged attempted murder on that other one. But I just thought it was interesting that this lady gets no bond.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense to me either. I mean, it's terrible either way. It's terrible either way. But I would think that the guy who shoots indiscriminately shoots at people is a hell of a lot more dangerous. Domestic issues with boyfriends and girlfriends and husband and wives are just most of the time they are emotional. They're spur at the moment kind of things. Yeah, I did hear about that one. Yeah, it's a shame. We took it. I don't know. It's a shame. So I wasn't there. Don't know all the circumstances of what happened. But is it the fault? It's the fault of these local liberal judges and people that CNN vote them in. Whatever that means. But I hear, and now, and some of these things I don't understand how people get out of jail so quickly. I do not understand it. But again, that's just my own thing. And if I'm asking, the only thing I got, and that's the only thing that I and Trump don't agree on. He didn't ask me. I can't give him nothing. He got Homeland Security. I got you. I don't want a bunch of people to come in here and learn how to fly airplanes, but don't know how to land them. I got you on that one too. I don't want that. If we just employ some common sense, but just because somebody's country say they're crook doesn't necessarily mean they're crook. Okay, doesn't necessarily mean that you're a crook because somebody says from another country that you are. Okay. Again, over the last few weeks, I've seen people let out of jail after 37 and 47 years, and then they found out they didn't do a thing. At least they didn't do what they were convicted of doing. Now, you can never give people that time back. Okay, you can never give people that time back, and so we took most of their lives. Okay, most of their lives, we took it, and so the little life that they got left, Well, what you gonna do about it? Yo,
We took it.
Kevin,
yes. Can you?
Kevin, you keep saying that about the crime thing they didn't commit.
Right.
name them so I can look it up. I don't believe you're correct.
47 years. I don't know the guy's name. 37 years. Yeah, they've
You
been.
don't know his name. How am I going to look it up?
Oh well, I'll get it to you in a minute. You got to.
Huh?
I'll get it for you in a minute. I'll come back. Listen, when y'all call, turn down whatever you're listening to because there's a delay. And when you call and I'm hearing it and me and you and all that stuff. But I'll give you the guy's name here in a minute here. The guy's name was 47 years in jail. Let's see, 47. Okay. Let me see. See, because I want you to look it up, and I don't want you. Okay. Here's one. A man who spent 43 years in prison before his conviction was overturned. This happened about 5 days ago. It came out. The guy's name is, and he was an Indian guy. I don't mean Indian like, I don't mean that. I mean he's from India. And wait a minute. After waiting more than 4 decades to clear his name in a friend's 1980 killing, his name is Vidam. I can't pronounce his first name, so don't let me try. Was set free from Pennsylvania prison this month. A judge in August threw out a murder conviction against the guy in the death of Thomas Kinzer, finding new ballistics evidence that the prosecution did not disclose, and it showed that it wasn't the gun he owned. Okay, and here's another bad thing about it. When they let him out of prison, you know what they did? They deported him. So he was good. Wait. So he was good enough to stay here for 40-something years in prison, but when he gets out, they're gonna deport him. Okay. Yeah.
Throwing out the conviction doesn't mean that the guy didn't do it. It means he gets a retrial. And most of the time, after you spend 43 years in jail and the witnesses have died, they choose not to prosecute him again. That does not mean he didn't commit the crime.
Well,
keep saying that the people didn't commit the crime is wrong.
Well, the
it's
gun
like the
that
guy
they
in
used,
Alabama.
right.
They chose not to retry him. They didn't say he didn't do it.
Wait a minute.
So get it straight.
Wait a minute.
If you throw out the conviction, it just means they get a new trial because something happened. It doesn't mean that they didn't do the crime.
If the prosecutor withheld information, okay, on the trial, and you would think if somebody is shot, that ballistic information is important because he was shot with a gun. And if they took this guy and took his gun, and the guns don't match, you can pretty much be assured that he didn't shoot, at least not with the gun they had. Okay. And again, though, if he was good enough to stay in American prison for 43, 44 years, then it seems like to me that he ought to be able to stay in this country. After the way we treated him for 43 years, it would seem like to me that he'd be able to stay in the country. But as soon as he gets out of jail, they deport him. Okay. And I don't understand that, but 43 years is a long time. And again, I wasn't there. But according to, he's an Indian guy. And I mean, soon they got out. What an insult. You let the guy out of jail after 43 years in our prison, and then you deport him to his country when he gets out. He don't have any family. He don't know anybody back there. He doesn't know anything. All he knows is the good old United States of America. And at least at least he knows our prison system anyway. So I don't know. Just that just me. And again, my only thing is that I just don't. I just don't like the way we do people on the whole immigration thing. And I'm not. Listen. Because they call somebody a crook in their country, don't necessarily mean that they're real crooks. Okay, it just doesn't mean. But listen. And fentanyl. Again, we have this problem with drugs in America. We like to get high. And because we like to get high, people like to give us things to make us even higher. And then we blame the drug traffickers as opposed to the drug takers. I guarantee you start putting people who take drugs in jail, you ain't got to worry about nobody coming and selling them because won't nobody be buying them. Okay, fentanyl and all that stuff. I mean, it's a terrible thing. But we cause this. Americans cause this appetite, this selling of drugs over here. You know, we cause this. I think are we not one of the most drug consuming countries that there is in the world? Okay. Oh no, I don't want to go to the great. Although I read the Great Gatsby back in the day. No, but I didn't. Yeah, I didn't want to go to a Great Gatsby party because I don't want to put no tuxedo on and all that stuff. That was an elegant time, at least for white people back in the day. You get to wear nice dresses and nice tuxedos and all that stuff. But I'm not interested in that. Give me a pair of blue jeans, and a shirt, and let's get to work. Yeah. But anyway, what better judicial system exists anywhere in the world? Well, I can't answer that because I haven't been all the places in the world. But because we're supposed to be the best, when we find out, like this guy right here, this guy should be given $1 million because we took his freedom away for 43 years. If it started costing the government to wrongfully imprison people, then we probably wouldn't imprison as many people as we do, especially when we know they don't have the money, they don't have the resources in order to get good lawyers. And listen, it's in America, it's about how much justice you can afford. I mean, that's just where it is. It's about how, and it's still, I guess it's still one of the best systems that there are in the country, in the world, but it ain't perfect. It is not perfect at all. And not just one. There were two of them let go last week. When I first came to Alabama in 1991, John Knight, who I didn't know at that particular time, got a person out of jail named McMillan, who had been there for a long time. Okay, and again, I hear you people. I hear what you're saying, but I have to tell you, unless you've been a victim of it, it ain't so justice. Okay, it ain't justice. And I'd rather there's an old theory. You rather let 10 guilty go free than to put one person that was innocent in prison. Okay, yeah, I didn't go to the Great Gatsby thing. I didn't want that. But again, I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. I'm a middle of the road kind of guy here who if it's right, let's do it. If it isn't, and I still don't know, and I'm still trying to figure out. Okay. Well, I don't know what happened between the vice president and the former Charlie Kirk wife. I don't know what that was all about, but yeah, I don't know what that's all about. JD, we're gonna have problems, my friend. Just saying. Yeah, well, well, I don't know that. Listen, maybe they were just friendly. Maybe they were just friendly. I don't know. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm just let's do right by people. And I don't know what that looks like anymore in this country. I really don't know. But we should be up in arms that we let a guy stay in our country 43 years in prison, and then we deport him the day he gets out. So I don't know. Listen. There are some people who don't understand Mr. Kirk. They haven't listened. Listen. That guy was brilliant when it came to defending his position. Okay, he was. Okay. What is it? Maybe they were just friends. That's a possibility, I guess. We don't know. Let's say you're on the side of the. I'm not on the side of the criminals, but just because you call somebody a criminal doesn't make them one. I'm just saying it doesn't make them one. Just because we call it. And I don't trust anybody in a country where the cartel runs everything. And now, listen, you got to walk around scared and no, God bless America. Okay. But again, I'm trying to figure out, and nobody's really told me yet. Nobody's really told me what the big problem is. Let's say we have a bunch of illegal aliens. Okay. Let's say we got a bunch, and we do. Then let's make it easy for them to become citizens. Let's make it a lot easier for them to come and have a limited amount of citizenship every year, because we don't have to let you in, because you don't. It's about the good graces of our laws and our legislators about who becomes a citizen. So I don't have a problem with limiting the citizenship of people coming to this country. But I'm still trying to figure out, though, what's the big deal? I can understand if we were out of land, but I don't understand what the big deal is. I think we're a little bit prejudiced. Okay, okay. I mean, we're a little prejudiced. I mean, we are. God, you're dumb, because if you get a new trial, doesn't mean you didn't commit the crime. I got that part, but the fact of the matter is, though, anytime that the people who are supposed to dispense justice break the rules, then I think the whole case should be thrown out, because that means that the integrity of our justice system has been jeopardized and compromised. Okay, again, rather let 10 go free than have one person end up in jail. Okay. Oh, some people are in denial about Charlie Kirk. He's not the same. Nobody's saying he's saying he's a guy like everybody else. He's a guy like, but he has a right to his opinion, like everybody else does. Okay. What's the law say is the resolution in the case you're referring to? I don't know what the resolution is going to be, but again, I think you ought to be paid $1 million. If they put you in prison for all that time, and then they get out and they owe you money. It was our justice, quote unquote, it's our that did this. Yeah, I think you ought to get $1 million. Yes. Yes.
Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning.
You don't understand why they have to get rid of them. Number one, I'm going to tell you. I had a roof put on my house. A prominent roofing company had the contract. He brought out about 20 Mexicans.
Okay.
They had one interpreter. And they put the roof on the house in less than a day and came back and trimmed up the next day. And I saw them that's been about 3 years ago. I saw them the other day around the street from where I am with their own truck, the same group, with their name on it and everything. They started their own roofing company. See, they were all right with them just as long as they were working for their company. But no, they came here and started companies of their own. Another one, lady down the street, she had a maid service. She was a Mexican, worked right here in Montgomery. She's competing with the other maid ladies, the Yellow Maid Company. See, when they get here, they get together and pool their money and start their own companies. That's the problem.
So we're jealous.
You're not going to compete with the little business people that use them to do their work. Just like with the other people that they had to do the little mediocre works in their homes and then pay them anything. They're all right with you just as long as you're working for them. But you can't come here and take over and start business and compete with them.
Well. And
then they had the ones standing at home taking care of the children as nannies. All that, they were fine with them.
Well, again, that may or may not be so. I don't know. But doesn't everybody in this country have a right to start their own business?
Yes, we do, and we think everybody's human. But when you have a group of people that think people are less than human, they don't look at every other race as being human. They only look at theirs. They gonna air your dirty laundry, but they ain't gonna air theirs. That's the way it is. And you haven't learned that. And how many years you been in Montgomery now?
Oh, 30.
Long time. Yeah. So you'll catch up after a while. But the big Gatsby party that you are 1929, you wouldn't have been invited no way.
Well, that's true.
Back then,
yeah.
You were still at the back door and at the back of the bus, and then probably some of them still on the man's plantation.
Yeah, 29. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We know we didn't have no vote rights.
Yeah, well, that's
true.
Have a
good day, Kevin.
All right. Appreciate it. Listen, again, none of us are perfect. We all have skeletons. We all have this and all have that. So I'm just not, she's making my point. And what point is that? She's making my point. I was telling you, Kevin, they come over and take, they're not taking resources. If people would get up and go to work, the resources wouldn't be available. I mean, they're not taking the resources. Again, what resources are they taking? You know, I got all these people on Facebook and talking about I don't do nothing. I just get even Senator Tuberville the other day says, I mean, listen, young men don't have no business getting food stamps, and if they're not disabled, you know, and he right. I mean, young men don't 20 years old, 22 years old, they're healthy. Get out and get a job. We got more people right now, and of course, they ain't got to worry about that pretty soon because AI is going to pretty much take a whole lot of jobs. So again, I'm lost. I don't understand what you mean. Okay. What resources are they taking? They couldn't take the resources if the resources were being used. Okay. If the jobs were not available, they couldn't get them. Okay. And look at the way prices are going up now. My Lord, look at the way everything is going up. Look at the way prices are going up right now. And when we are taking prices up, I feel you. Okay. I feel you. Who would be like, and 20, 30 years ago, there were one of the great things the black men did. I forgot what you call that stuff when you lay bricks and you put the mud and stuff underneath the bricks and all that stuff. I forgot what they call that trade, but let me see. So it's our fault. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I know you didn't say prices going up.
Prices are going up.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, they are going up too. They're going up too high.
Listen, how that Republican vote working out for you?
Well, again, I'm not blaming. Listen, Trump's been in office for less than a year.
11 months. He's going into his 11th month.
Right. So
this is 11th month, November.
But you are still coming off of policies that were done by the Democrats.
Listen, that man canceled all the money Biden gave away. He don't do back the money. Where is the money?
I'm looking for that.
He's not even floating the budget that Biden approved.
Listen, I'm waiting for the stimulus check. Okay.
You keep waiting, boo.
Okay. Wait.
I'm waiting.
I still okay.
You cannot educate stupid. Y'all stay on that stupid train.
Right on.
Wait on that.
I hear you, but I'm waiting on the stimulus check. Okay. Again, given the same circumstances, the same people running, I'd still vote for Trump. Okay, but that doesn't mean I like everything about him. Okay. Well, please explain how they are able to get stamps if this state is a red state. I don't really know what red and blue is. It's blue to Democrats. I don't really know. But again, they couldn't do it if they weren't available. And I'm with Tuberville. You 21 years old, you getting stamps? You living with your mama and you getting food stamps? What? I mean, what's up with that? I think you ought to get out there and unless you're disabled, of course. But you need to get out there and hump it. And after a while, won't be no jobs available in there because AI, artificial intelligence, is going to pretty much take a whole lot of jobs. And stop going to school for stupid jobs that won't get you any money. Okay. Philosophy without studying in school. You can't get a job doing that now. Everybody, hell, AI is a better philosopher than I am. You can't get it. Archaeology. Listen, I got hard enough trying to figure out who's here now. Don, I can't. What do you think? This is the Don line?
Listen, Somebody got to call back, especially when Dixie Chick says something stupid. She talked about Biden's budget and Trump. It's Biden's budget that they're asking for a continuing resolution on. Like she said, you can't fix stupid.
Okay. Well,
hey, tell me one other thing. Dixie Chick called in. She talked about Mexicans on the roof. Did she look at their papers? How'd she know they're Mexicans?
Well, that's true.
Don't that sound like a bigot to you?
Well, we all got.
You see brown people on the roof and you call them illegal Mexicans?
Yeah.
Dixie Chick, I don't. You need to watch it, Dixie Chick. You sound like a black bigot to me.
Yeah. Well, and again, listen. We all have some bigotries. We all have some personal bigotries, and we do. Ain't nothing wrong with being a bigot. You just can't be discriminatory. Talking about illegals get food stamps. Do illegals? I don't know. They get, well, what we're gonna do? Let them starve? I mean, really, we're gonna let them starve? We want that to happen? I mean, that's. And till they get on their feet, I don't have a problem with people getting food stamps. I just don't. But I do got a problem with young guys getting it when their jobs are everywhere. Somebody looking for a job everywhere. I go. Although I don't know how many jobs there really are out there, because I've been working with this one called Indeed, and if you use Indeed, they be lying to you. They don't be sending you to no job. They keep sending you from one website to another website to another website to another website, and you end up with no job. So I don't know. The feds make the rules who get food stamps, even red states. Okay, that's true. That's true. They do. I don't have a problem with food. I got a problem who get food stamps who could work. Okay, but I don't have a problem with people getting food stamps. Gas is going down. Gas going down? Really? An average of $3. Is that good? Is $3 good for gas? I don't know. Is $3 good? Is that a good price? I mean, $2 would be better, but if that's a good price, and I'm with you on that. Yeah. But I know at one point at one point it may take a whole lot of money in food stamps. AI may take over a lot of jobs, but AI can't build a house. That's true. They can't put on a roof. True. They can't do plumbing, and they can't do gardening. That's true. So there's always going to be something for somebody to do if they want to do it. But you got to be able to make a living at it. Okay, you got to be able to make a living at it. Okay, you got to be. Gas needs to be back at 80 cents a gallon. Okay, good luck on that one. Do you not understand food stamps are the average Biden was $4? Well, that's true. Let me see now. He said that's not Biden. Somebody said that's not Biden's budget. The Republican left out. The Republican left out the ACA Act. Okay, American whatever it's called, American Disabilities. You can't have it. You can't have it both ways. Either we help and lie, or tell the truth. Republicans have been. What do you say about Republicans have been in control of both houses since Obama first took term. So how are we got this back and forth? Well, that may be true too, but we don't own both houses, I think. And again, it's a bunch of people up there with the same method, and that's to stay there. Okay, so they will use whatever people they use. Yeah, if you want to know, and if you really want to know, that one of the biggest problems we have in politics in America. Okay. John says that is not Biden's budget. The Republican left out the ACA part. That's why the Democrats are holding out. So that part about sending $40 million to another country so you can promote LGBTism, that's not part of the deal. Okay, then I'm with you. Okay, food stamps are what? A benefit, not an entitlement. Well, that's true. They're a benefit. Well, I don't know if people paying taxes for them and we got them. I think they're kind of I think people who pay for them ought to be able to get them if they need them. Okay, so I don't know. L. Millen. Okay, let me see. We don't have. Okay, we can't Have it both. Yeah, I got you. The average under Biden was $4 a gallon. Okay. El Millionaire, Republicans are not in control. You need a supermajority to have control. That's true. Because we don't have, in the Senate, we only got 50, you got 53 Republicans, whereas you need 60 to pass a vote in the Senate. So I don't know. But anyway, so much for that. There are other things going on too. Okay. Do you know the average SNAP benefit per Alabama home is? Well, the average of all households is $320. That's it. Households with children, the average is about $550. Working households, the average is about $408. Households with older adults, it's about $143. They don't get in very much. Households with non-elderly disabled individuals is about $249. Okay. What's it? Greg states have their own programs like California, CalFresh. Yeah, they do. Trump has nothing to do with the gas price. That's true. While he left office, it was $3.20. Okay. There's a lot of complete and what did he say? There's a lot of complete and utter lie. Gas never averaged over $4. The average when he left office was $3.20. But I don't remember. All I remember is having to put gas in the car. Okay. E-Verify, I don't think it's ever worked. Because that was supposed to stop a lot of this illegal work. I don't think it has ever worked. Okay. I don't think it's ever worked. I really don't think they really want it to work. I mean, if I'm a boss and I got a roof that's got to go on people's house, and that's how I make my living, I'm gonna use who's available. If Americans are available, let's use them. But if they're not available, then let's use people who are willing to do the work. Okay, who willing to do the work. Okay, so I mean, I don't, it never has worked. What's this guy say right here? L, you're gonna be right. I'm praying for you, young man. Okay, whichever the case may be. Anybody, now y'all can call in if you want to. I can't read all this stuff. I know they have been deporting. People for years. That's true. That's true. We have been. And again, I'm trying to figure out I still haven't figured out what the issue is. What the issue is, with we got enough land here. It's not like we don't have land. Did you know everybody in the world can fit in Los Angeles if they stood door to door, shoulder to shoulder? Everybody could fit there. All the people could fit there in one state, one city. So why? I mean, it's not like we don't have land. We don't have places for people to build their own communities and stuff like that. We do. So what is it? What is it that's really going on here? I mean, are we angry because these people are willing to work and we're not willing to do the hard work anymore? I mean, I don't understand it. Okay, so I don't understand why everybody's mad at them, because there's not one of us. There's not one of us that if we were in the same situation these people are, that we would not try to get here. Okay, we would try to too. Everybody wants an opportunity to do better for themselves. When you live in a country where that opportunity is woefully limited, then I would say you would understand. But most of you don't say. I was in Mexico one time when I was stationed at Fort Bliss, Texas, and I came out of a little restaurant there, and when I went in, a little kid was sitting there, and I gave him $1 American. When I came out that restaurant, the boy went home, got his whole family. They all wanted $1. And I said to myself, really? Is it that bad? Over here? Because I was just there for a minute. I went, I think it was Juarez. I was in Juarez, and I didn't, I was a youngster, and I was just, I was glad to be in another country that I could walk over to and walk back. And think about that for a second. You get $1, and $1 means so much to you that you go back and get your whole family so they can get $1. See, Americans don't know anything about that. They don't know anything. And I saw people living in cardboard boxes. Cardboard boxes. Okay. So I don't know. It's until you've been there. Until you've been there, you don't really know what it's like. And again, I hope I really it's sad that we have to. It is sad that people have to. Your country should be. Nobody should have to leave their country for a better life. Nobody should have to do that. But folks in Mexico and in Venezuela, in Guatemala, in places like that, they have to leave to see if they can get a better life. I don't blame them. But of course, there's a reason why. There's a reason why Americans don't know anything about it. That's true because they haven't seen it. Okay, right? There's a lot. There's a lot of land in Africa, but I ain't going over there. Why we? No, I don't think nobody's immigrating to Africa. At least not me anyway. There's a reason why America. And what do you believe that reason is, there, Greg? That there's a reason why Americans don't know anything about that, because we put our head in the sand. We act like everybody lives the way we do, and they don't. They don't. We have opportunities. Our poorest people in America make more money than 75% of the people in the world. So we have the illness of affluence. We have, even our poor are affluent in comparison to other people around the world. We are. Okay. How much was senoritas in Mexico back when you went across? Oh, I can't remember that, man. I was trying not to go to jail over there, so I didn't want to say the right thing or the wrong thing, because we were warned before we went over there. Now you can go to jail over there. You won't be able to come back. So I just shut up and went into the restaurant place. I don't know how much senoritas were during that time. It sounds like something you might know about. Plenty of people in California living in tents. That's right. But they live in tents because they have failed to take the opportunity, or they're drug addicts. They have failed to take the opportunity, and because you don't have to stay in California. Okay, it is called American exceptionalism. Absolutely right. I agree with you. It's the only country in the world where you're born, you don't have to stay there. Yeah, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. But if you're willing to do the work, because sometimes I've been lazy. I have. I've been lazy. I've been lazy. I mean, I didn't. I've just been lazy. Because I love my job so much that I used to do on the radio until I said, hell with this, I ain't doing nothing else. Now I must admit, there's a reason, but I got lazy too. And getting lazy is easy, and when you get so far down, then it's hard to get unlazy. Okay, well I'm back to being not lazy anymore. Okay, really got to do something to make a living out here. So I don't really have to make a total living, but you get a certain age, you got to do certain things. But anyway, it is called American exceptionalism, and that is something that we don't hear much of these days. My mother used to say, "Don't bite the hand that's feeding you." Okay. Well, anyway, life will go on. Life will go on. Now let's talk about some. Thank God you ain't lazy no more. Well, I got kind of used to making that easy money, and that can make you lazy. That can make you lazy. And so I love my job, though. Like somebody said, if you do what you love to do, you don't never have to work. Well, I didn't look at that as work anyway. Anyway, can somebody explain to me this? Because I'm lost here. Okay. Now, moving on to other subjects here. Do we not take psychological tests to hire people under the Alabama Department of Corrections? Every week, Yeah, I hear you. Let's all welcome Marcy to the discussion. Well, she's from Jamaica. You know, she don't look at the world the way the rest of us do here. But the Jamaicans do got a lot of good sayings, though. They do got a lot of good sayings, but they got some issues over there too. Anyway, well, right now they got a big issue. That storm came through there a couple weeks ago. I mean, wait a minute, over the weekend, and really just devastated that place over there. And they are taking donations, so you can go online. You can go to GoFundMe, and you can help those guys out. Which reminds me, I didn't get a chance to tell you about our Helping Hands program, which we're going to start as of Wednesday collections. But I'll tell you all about that on tomorrow or Wednesday. It's where we go. And we find 5 or 6 families, and who don't know, and we collect money from all you folks out there who's willing to help. This year's project is called 2020, and it means if you can just give $20 to Helping Hand, we can do something with that, because 2 20s make 40, 4 20s make 80, and so forth and so on and so on. And we're trying to find somebody, and we're going to start taking letters. Let me get my email address thing squared away here. We're going to start taking letters or emails or letters if you don't have a computer, starting end of the week. Okay. And what we do is every year, if you're hungry enough, you will go back to picking. Well, yeah, you will. Good morning.
How are you, brother, man?
I'm doing fine.
You know what I'm proud of, Kevin?
What's that?
You said earlier that racism is totally gone, and
I did not say that.
Everybody just getting along so well.
I did not say that. But I said
what you trying to say? What were you saying?
It is not as prevalent. It's become a convenient excuse for people when they don't work hard enough.
Who you talking? What people are you talking about?
Any people. Racism. I mean, everybody.
No, what I'm saying now, you keep saying that black people keep bringing it up. What black people are you talking about?
I didn't say. Well, I say black folks do bring up racism more than white folks do.
Where you get that from?
Living it.
Huh?
I'm living it. I see it every day. I see it online.
So the little group of white.
On TV.
So the little group of white conservatives that came out and the vice president took up for them and all that, took up for these grown men, doesn't talk about race or stuff like that. What are you saying, man?
Listen, we all
white people don't talk about race. White kids don't talk about race. White kids at the University of Alabama don't tell the kids in Texas to go back to the projects and all that stuff. They don't say those things, Kevin, anymore in the 2025. What you trying to say to me?
Well, I don't. You lost me on all of that.
These kids, what I'm saying, these so-called conservatives and so-called church-going, wholesome white Christians running around here talking about they love God and all that, but they're teaching the kids all this stuff that these kids use at ball games like the University of Alabama on the citizens, on the black citizens, on those black football players from Texas, telling them to go back to the project after they got their ass whooped by Texas back in last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that right?
And a couple of weeks ago, your vice president said that, oh, these kids just being kids. These grown ass men over 30 years old talking about black folks and black women and all this and that. But I love for them to expose that stuff, Calvin, because they're letting you know that this stuff still exists, dude. Whether you like it or not, Calvin. I love when they show their hand, show them who they are.
Human beings, okay? But it's not color, it's culture.
What color is it? What color? Talking about these white kids that did this stuff? You trying to blame the black folks now for something the white kids did?
No,
come on now.
I don't worry about white kids. I don't have one.
What was your opinion? What is your opinion about that little deal right there then that your vice president took up for these racist ass white kids?
Again, the racism is just misused. You using the word racist.
You miss your thought. Let's focus on these kids right here. were they out of order with that one, Calvin, or it was okay?
They got a right. They got a right to their opinion.
I know they got a right to say what they want to say. I got a right to form my opinion about what the hell they said.
And that's what you do.
It was a racist. It's racist BS. I don't want to say the word, but
let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. What does
President don't cuss, so I don't want to cuss like him.
Right, but let me ask you a question. What do you think racism is?
What is it?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah.
You asked me a dumbass question, so I'm gonna give you a dumbass answer.
Wait a minute. Y'all keep using the word. Tell me what it means.
Oh, y'all. Wait a minute, y'all. What you mean, y'all? So what you saying? What you saying, Calvin? What did you say? What did you saying to us black folks when white people dingle this in front of our face? We don't supposed to respond to it.
I didn't say you didn't respond, but tell me what the word racism means.
You acting like we don't supposed to respond to it. You always telling us when we respond to stuff like that. You tell us that, oh, y'all living in the past. No, we living in 2025 when these white kids talking that old bullshit
I'm just asking you, how do you define racism?
White supremacy and all that.
I didn't say how do you define supremacy. How do you define?
What is racism? I combine all of it, huh?
What is
the comment the comment those young kids made?
That's not racism.
I'm gonna use the word young kids. Okay. These young 30-something-year-old grown ass men that we call young kids. Mm-hmm. Okay, the comments they made, okay, and the comments that others make, okay. So
yeah.
Black can be racist too now. Black folk can be racist too now. A little bit.
But what is racism to you? Tell me, define it. What do you mean when you say racism? What does that mean?
I don't know. Hell, I'm gonna have to think about it.
I know you don't.
Since you asked that stupid ass question, I lived it, dude. So.
Wait a minute. I'm a little older.
You answer that for yourself. Don't ask me that stupid question. Ask yourself that stupid question. What the hell it mean to you?
Okay. Well, I'll define it tomorrow for you.
What is your definition?
Well, I got the definition, but
give me your definition. Then I agree. I mean, you agree the same on that one. Go ahead with your definition of it.
Okay, I got
you. Asked me that stupid question.
Racism.
Go ahead.
Is when somebody thinks they are better than you, strictly because they are a different color.
Well, what white supremacy mean then?
That's people, and that would be an act of racism if you're supremacist. But we claim everything has got something to do with racism.
White supremacy, you got it backward. White supremacy means that you think you supreme or
that's
better
racist.
Than the others.
That's racism.
That's white supremacy. What supremacy means? You supreme. You
and
over the others.
And that is racist.
Racism means something different, don't it?
No, don't. If somebody says something that you don't like, you say he racist. Well, he may not just like you. He may just don't like you.
So can I use an example? Then you gonna get my definition of racism. Okay, in Georgia, when the black guy was jogging down the street in Georgia, okay, he was jogging down the street in his neighborhood, and no white men took it upon themselves to get this Negro out of this neighborhood, okay? They went and shot the dude, okay? That's racism murder. Right there, Cap.
That was murder.
That was racism too. It was a racist act.
Yeah, that wasn't racism. That was murder.
My definition of it. That's my definition of it. What's yours?
That could have been
white supremacy.
Wait.
You said white supremacy. You said they supreme over you.
Well,
so that was your definition of.
They may have been racist in their actions, but.
Let somebody else help you with that one because you using that one.
What they did was murder. Is what they did. Anyway, I appreciate it. My time. I didn't know what time it was. Time for me to go. So y'all have a good day tomorrow and today, and have a great day. And remember, it is not the falling that gives you the strength, but getting up each and every time that you do. All I can tell you, keep getting up. We will never agree on everything, but we don't have to be disagreeable. Now, do it. See how nice I am? Even when I disagree with you, you do. Have a great day. It's a Monday morning. Time to go to work.
With your warm embrace, through valleys deep and mountains high, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every trial with lessons wrapped tight in